Okay, so it's game 5, the deciding game in this best of 3, or best of 5 rather. Rain against Lucidz. Interestingly, Lucid's Hunter has lost twice, and Rain's Priest has lost twice. So one of them has to win once. It's funny because Priest is Rain's best class, and Hunter just normally doesn't lose. So for both of them to be 0-2, it's pretty surprising to me. Here I think you might coin out the Acolyte for some card draw. It's clearly not a Shadow Word Pain target, but he chooses just to ignore it. Now this, on the other hand, is a Shadow Word Pain target. I think it'd be quite reasonable to use that there, and he decides to. So if you're Lucidz here, you know it's a Shadow Form Priest, but it's also got a ton of healing in it. I don't think your game plan changes all that much. It'd be interesting to hold on to that bow charge there, though, considering it has a trap in hand. I guess this turn you just freezing trap and hero power. But it would be nice to be able to do that and then like kill one of these minions, right? Now if he uses it, he can't get an extra charge from the trap. Okay, so he decides to go with Quick Shot to deny any draws from that. He just gets the one draw. Now, Belcher, yeah, that seems like a pretty clean play. And I think it's turn 6, so you play your turn 6 minion. Now, do you Hunter's Mark along with it? He decides not to. Here, you'd love to Mind Control the Lion, but you only have 7 mana with a coin, so I guess you have to Shadow or Death it. And then I think you just send the Light Warden back to hand. You know it's a freezing trap. You've played against this deck. This is the 3rd time you're playing it, and the only thing he's seen so far are freezing traps. So it's unlikely that there's actually any other traps in the deck. Interesting, he used a coin there to heal. I guess he's decided that he wants to try to get the Loot Hoarder to proc the trap rather than the Light Warden. Interesting, he uses the kill command here instead of a Hunter's Mark. I wonder what he's waiting to use the Hunter's Mark on. Hunter's Mark and Unleash the Hounds also seem to make some sense there. I think it would be a tough call. So there's a freezing trap up. You'd really like to have Shadow Madness, because Shadow Madness, you could steal a minion, you could run it in, the trap sends it back to your hand, and you just straight up steal the minion. So it's like killing it, but it's even better because you have the option of playing it later. Holy Fire on a hyena is a pretty funny decision. And he decides not to use the trap at all. So Rainerus is just really not interested in giving extra bow charges. Even though he gets to bounce a 2-1 back to hand, you couldn't really hope for a better thing to bounce back than that. Well, except for maybe a heal bot. Maybe he's hoping for the heal bot. It'll at least force some attention. So here the heal bot has to be killed. Do you use your 2 minions, or do you unleash and then run the 3 dogs in? Do you use Hunter's Mark on it? Probably not. Probably don't use Hunter's Mark. Now Holy Nova wrecks this, but we can see that Rain does not have one in hand. Ooh, Harrison Jones. Now he can give the extra charge. Maybe that's what he was waiting for. He was waiting either for Shadow Madness, I think, or Harrison Jones. Either one of those is really good against the freezing trap. In this case, it's because you get the extra couple charges. Oh, there's the Shadow Madness that he could have been waiting on as well. So Harrison Jones here is really strong. And the Priest is really taking control of this game. It's hard for me to imagine a scenario where Lucidz comes back and wins this. Yeah, and he agrees. Alright. Well, Shadowform Priest finally gets its win. Rainer's his specialty, and it looked dominating in that game. So, great series between those two guys, and Rain takes it 3-2.